quality handmade soaps, where handmade is the best made. Proudly making soaps for over 5 years now, Quality Handmade Soap sets the standard in using safe and quality ingredients. Perfect for the holiday season. You see that black rose soap right there? Whoo, that joint is kicking. Your man will love it. Use promo code VHHN2022 to get 15% off your first purchase. Link is in the description box. Let them know Viral Hip Hop News sent you. Let's go.
Topic is Kanye West was back on Alex Jones.
Oh shit.
And he said some wild stuff this time. I'm gonna play the clip and then we're gonna go in about this and try to bring a little bit of clarity, if there's such a thing, to bring clarity to this type of conversation. But when I first seen it, I'm just like, man, here we go again. And we were just having a conversation the other day about Kanye and how, he's kind of teetering on the fence, pushing the envelope just a little bit too much. But let's play what he said, and then that way we can break this down, even further.
I see good things about Hitler also. I love everyone, and Jewish people are not going to tell me you can love, us. And you can love what we're doing to you with the contracts. And you can love what we're pushing with the pornography. But this guy that invented highways, invented the very microphone that I use as a musician, you can't say out loud that this person ever did anything good. And I'm done with that. I'm done with the classifications. Every human being has something of value that they brought to the table, especially Hitler.
That was one of the many statements, that was made. It's bits and pieces. We got to hear the whole interview, right. But that's enough to light a fire through the industry today. Saying, man, now people took this and began running with it. Obviously, and it's kind of hard to defend Kanye West on this, but I want to hear. I'm very anxious to hear what you got to say, about this.
Yeah, not going to defend him because what is there to defend? You know what I'm saying? I understand, as crazy as this may sound, where he was trying to go with it. And
ADL.
This is what I mean. Hey, we got hit before, whatever. So this is what I mean by this, though. He's going to say that no matter what anybody did, there's good in everybody, even Hitler, which I don't agree with. I'm going to sit there and say this right now. I don't agree with it. I don't believe Jeffrey Dahmer, you can find something good in a dude eating people.
Right.
I don't find good in people shooting up children. I don't find good in people shooting up old people in grocery stores. There's no good in that. Yes, there once was maybe some good in that individual, but there's no longer good in that motherfucker. They're gone. That person that was once good is no longer there.
Right.
But I understand where Kanye was going. But what I don't understand is now I'm starting to kind of question what's the end all be all to this. Real talk.
Yeah.
Because you saying that in particular, you're going to ruffle some shit, and you know that. You're trying to aggravate people, not only Jewish people, but just everybody in general, by these kind of statements. And I'm asking, what is the end game to this? Oh, God, what you think about that, bro?
Man, I looked at it. I took my time to really like look into this. And first and foremost, I want to start off saying, as far as what happened to Jews in the Holocaust, it was definitely an atrocity. It was one of the worst things, that ever happened in human history. When you really read about that and what they had to go through, it was horrible. Mm-hmm. So first, I don't agree with that. But when he's talking about, I had to look up, when he started talking about the Nazi inventions, I had to look it up.
Right.
And just bring it to people's attention. This don't mean that I agree with anything that they did, but I just wanted to read a little bit of what they brought, to the world. One was a helicopter, right? The Volkswagen Beetle, a jerry can, methadone, which the U.S. stole from them. So they were killing people, killing Jews, doing a lot of negative things, horrible things over there. But they also did bring a lot of inventions to the world that we're using to this very day. The Volkswagen Beetle being one of them, and a lot of other things, that they brought. But that doesn't excuse any of the wild things that they did. And it's funny to me because look at Christopher Columbus. We got a Christopher Columbus Day. The kids are outside of school. All these generals, all these war heroes that are celebrated, that have statues all over the U.S. They're celebrated. Had Christopher Columbus, massacred Spanish people. You know what I mean? We had, George Washington and all these different people that got all these, laundry list of bad things that they done, and they are put up on a pedestal. And obviously we think that's wrong. So I'm trying to just make a little bit of sense of what Kanye said. It was wrong what he said. It was untimely what he said, but I try to just look around all of that and what the media is saying and say, okay, this is what he's saying. And quite honestly, I think he don't give a damn at this point. I don't think he gives a damn at this point what he says, how he says it, but he understands, what it's going to be. In the media, he understands that now he's going to get the backlash. He understands that now the fuel is not even on a fire right now. Now it's incinerated, the whole thing now of just everybody. All right, we're coming after Kanye West. And I think he's intentionally trying to piss off Jewish people. But good in Hitler, I wouldn't say, good in Hitler, but they did bring inventions that the whole world is using today. That fact is true.
What this also does, is it highlights certain hypocrisies that are in this country, in particular. And I don't know if that's what Kanye West was intentionally trying to do. Maybe it was. Very extreme kind of way of doing that. You name one of the most just hated men in human history, and you say that, I kind of like you. I mean, it was cool. You know what I mean? Like, and people are gonna say, no, he didn't say that. He kind of fucking said that.
He said it. Yeah.
Kind of said it. You know what I'm saying? And that's his opinion, and he has a right to his opinion. I think that's another point he's trying to get across. But when you look at George Washington, you know what I mean? Andrew Jackson, Ulysses S. Grant, these are people that are on money and Mount Rushmore and things like that. They own slaves. They own black people. They owned them.
Yeah.
So we talk about one of the greatest atrocities in the world in the Holocaust, and I 100% agree with what you said. But let's talk about another absolute, one of the most disgusting and vile acts of violence and animalistic fucking cannibalism, whatever you wanted to call it, in slavery.
Yeah.
And people had to play a part in that, but we like to brush those little things under the rug because people are uncomfortable having uncomfortable conversations about the realities that happen in this country in particular, and how we celebrate certain things, like you just said perfectly, Christopher Columbus Day. Up until recently, they just shut that down, and how many people he tormented and murdered and killed in multiple countries around this world. So this has been a pattern, and if you look at some of the characteristics that the Nazis had back when they were doing these things, they took the blueprint from America. So let's have this uncomfortable discussion and start having reasonings as to why certain things happen and who we want to point at and who we want to poke at. No, I don't agree with everything Kanye says, but I do enjoy the conversation that comes out of it. Now, mainstream media won't have this. You may not see this on your favorite radio station tomorrow morning and shit like that. But at the end of the day, let's have that conversation. Let's not be afraid to talk about everything in general, in particular, some of the hypocrisies that go on right here. Now, greatest country in the world. I do not want to leave America.
Word.
I love it here. I love it, this motherfucker. Even all the boat, I love it here. I do not want to leave. But let's just call it like we see it.
Nah, 100%. You know what I mean? Not much more to really add on to that. I just think it's important for programs like us to really sift through the nonsense and really show people what it really is. Because everybody else is just piling on at this point. Oh, Kanye's this. Oh, Kanye's that. And like I was saying the other day, he continues to make tactical mistakes. You're making mistakes. Some of the stuff you say has some truth sprinkled into it, but you're doing it at the wrong time. You know what I mean? Saying the wrong things, man. But like you said, I don't know what the end game is at this point. Like, I'm not, saying that, not that I was really on the bandwagon. We're always just trying to come on the show and make sense of what's going on. But we don't know where this thing is going, but we definitely want to give you the truth behind, what's going on with all this stuff, man. Crazy.
You can keep it on him. Do you think, because the narrative is he's crazy. This is another episode, a mental episode.
Right.
Do you think Kanye's crazy?
No. I don't think he's crazy. I don't think that he thinks everything through properly. But I don't think that he's crazy at all, man. Honestly, I think that he's just agitating people, pissing people off because he don't give a fuck. Yeah. That's what I think. I could be wrong, but I honestly don't think that he is. Now, I've heard people like Dame Dash, who was very close to him. He came out and pretty much said that it's sad to watch. Yep. He's bipolar, this, that, and the third. People have said that about him. He lost his wife. I don't know who's in his corner. I don't know who's around him at this point, but again, man, he's still going on those platforms, man. He still won't stop going on those platforms. Not to say that he could have said that on anybody's platform, but out of all people, Alex Jones, man.
Alex Jones is probably like, God damn it, because he was kind of I've never seen Alex Jones lost for words. He was like, damn.
He's looking down like,
I just got back on this motherfucker. You about to get me off here just as fast. God damn it. Yeah, you picked the right one. I would like to see him support some of our own and put the video up, and obviously a lot of people are like, oh, y'all hate, no, why would he want to come on y'all, blah, blah, blah. It ain't about us, man. And I see a lot of the interviews that he's doing that people really don't publicize, and he's talking about the situations in Chicago. He's talking about the water situation. He's talking about getting us right. So don't want to sit back and act like we're not piling on him, but there is a balance that is going on that the media is really not trying to highlight. So this is why I think it's important for him to get on platforms. And I'm not talking about your drink champs where they're bought out and scared and you got people apologizing and shit for doing journalistic work and all this other stuff. I'm talking about people that will genuinely ask you questions and you can have an honest conversation without the worry or fear of a narrative being spun in a different kind of light. That's all I'm saying. And there's multiple platforms out here, black owned, that will do that for you. Love to see you.